I think Amazon is like the new McDonald's. Like it was one of those like everybody lies about how often they go.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I never go. Yeah, I don't go. It's bad. It's really bad. And
Yeah.
then you look, it's like the most successful company on earth. And it's like, well, then who's going? Like,
Everyone's just got
I don't even
stacks
know,
of Amazon boxes outside their house.
Yeah, just other people, I guess, are going.
Mostly air. Yeah, Amazon sells you mostly air. Like I bought a pop socket for my cell phone, the back of it.
Yeah,
and it came in a massive box. Just huge.
I heard that
This thing is the size of like it's like a swollen toonie.
Yeah, you would have thought that like the delivery guy would just have it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Here.
Each delivery
Like,
guy
here's a
gets like
shoebox.
each delivery guy gets like 10 or 15 of them, and they just have them in the glove
Yeah.
compartment of the truck.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah. Somebody ordered one of those. Okay.
I heard it was a logistics thing, that it's like all the boxes need to be like certain fractions of each other in terms of size, so that they can just like pack them and like load up a truck with every last like square inch, just like bang, like Tetris it all, and then get it out like quickly.
Is that real?
Well, every time I've seen their trucks, they're like very empty, so I don't know where.
No, but then it trickles down, and then it gets to the people who rent a U-Haul for the day to do Amazon deliveries.
Yeah,
Have you ever
I guess,
gotten those
it's
yet?
just sort of like Uber. You can just do it. If you want to just drive for Amazon, you just can.
It's weird, right?
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
They've
I've definitely
gone full gig economy.
It's always just a dude that shows up at my door. He's not in
Yeah.
any sort of outfit. He's just in his jean shorts. and
He's not
just-
in any outfit, just naked, just fully naked.
Yeah. His birthday suit. Remember that? Remember when people would call
At the birthday
being
suit.
naked the birthday? Like whoever came up with that. That must have been a big hit around the vaudeville table. You know, like they're all at the Friars Club or whatever. And they're like, hey, so this guy, he walks out of his house wearing another of his birthday suit. What do you mean? Like it was his birthday? No, his birthday suit. You get it?
When
Like
he came out, when he was born.
Like on his first birthday, what was he wearing? Hold on, let me think about this. Okay, oh, you like nothing. And then they all bought Scotch whiskey for 59 cents.
You know what?
All the
I'm gonna
flappers.
say
All the flappers at the bar just like having their because it's the 20s when they first heard this, just like lose their shit.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the thing that's so funny that I love about like you go back and watch like people's first Tonight Show, right? Like I think I watched like Louis Anderson's first Tonight Show, and the audience sounds like they have never laughed before in their entire life. Like this moment right now is like pure ecstasy, and it's the like it's not a great joke. I'll say I'll go on record. These jokes are not groundbreaking. If you heard them now, you'd be like, these are like dad jokes a bit.
Yeah, the
This
beginning,
is the Tonight Show, and this audience is losing their mind.
the start of stand-up comedy must have been like playing on easy mode or something.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But I guess comics also had to create those jokes though, like that. Like we had to get started. I don't know, like the Colgate Comedy Hour or something. Like it had to be.
Yeah.
We had to start somewhere. So was it actually easy, or has the audience expectation crept up with the comedian's abilities as well? Like, is it always?
I think that it's just people are inundated with comedy way more because everything is funny. Things didn't used to be funny constantly. Like every commercial is funny. People's whole news feed is like a lot of tragedy, but then every once in a while they're like, oh, look at this guy. He's got a parking cone for a hat. And it's like, that's just how there's constant comedy coming at us.
That's
Where
true.
I think in like the 80s, 70s, I don't think anybody laughed. Like they spent their full day not laughing.
Yeah. It was like serious
until 11
serious.
p.m.
Yeah, then I'll go get some comedy.
When the Tonight Show came on, they were like, all right.
Oh, one question. Have we started?
God damn it, Chris! Let it happen. Let it be organic.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
Let it be organic.
I hope this hasn't started. 'Cause I
It
need to
started.
be-
This is all on record.
Oh, no.
Let it be
That's it.
organic.
I've been enjoying that almost all of our episodes start with that cold out open that lets you just get angry and then we cut to the credits. I like that.
God. Such a long cold open now. I thought we were just going to get the meat. I thought we were doing meat, and then you and I will finish it off with the salad.
And we were going back?
Yeah, we'll do the salad after.
Beginning? Okay, well, too late.
All right, guys, let's start for real.
Yeah, let's start for real. Okay,
I don't know why
ready?
I'm like trying to take charge. I'm the guest.
So we're here on This Time It's Different with Juno Award winning comedian Ivan Decker. Ivan Decker, how much money do you have in your checking account?
Oh, I don't even know.
Straight out of the gate with that
Right
question.
out of the
Normally,
gate.
I think I got like $8,000.
Oh wow! Okay,
That's
just a
good.
straight up answer. A lot
Wow.
of people have been dodging that question.
Yeah, because it's a very rude question, you see.
I think people need to talk about how much money they have.
Well, I mean, just to have it because the checking. That's the liquid. That's the
I
liquid
think that
cash.
might have been the most like straight white male thing I've ever said.
We can cut around it. We can cut
No,
around
wait.
it.
Isn't it?
Like if
isn't
you
it-
looked at my face and then you were like, I bet you that guy wants everybody to talk about how much money they make.
I thought talking about how much money you make was like a progressive workplace, like pro-union thing. Also, that
It
mug,
definitely is, yeah.
the mug moment when you lifted the mug up, obviously
It's a just
not
for
on
laughs
top,
mug? Is that-
but
is
it
that
just
Victor?
matches his mouth for a split
yeah.
second there. Oh, that was perfect.
It matches perfect. Where are you right now, Ivan? Are you in Los Angeles? Are you in Vancouver?
Yeah, where
what
are
you
you?
doing?
What's happening?
What is your deal?
What's your
I'm in
deal, dude?
Vancouver, British Columbia.
But why aren't you? You have a home in Los Angeles, right?
I do.
Why aren't you
Yes.
there in the land of the home of the brave, where the vaccine flows like water and everybody's having a great time and living their lives?
Yeah,
Chris
I
wrote
mean,
that
that's
down.
at least the way we see it on.
I didn't write that down. I've just said it to a bunch of people
I got a bit
because
ready.
I'm at my wit's end.
Yeah, I know.
I'm having one of those days that's just like, it's just one of the.
It's just,
It's just one of those days where I understand where Fred Durst was coming from when he wrote that. Is that a tweet?
Yeah, that's a tweet. Tweet it.
I'm gonna tweet it. You guys
But now,
talk amongst
but
yourselves.
now let our guest, while you tweet it, let our friggin' guest answer your question. Also,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has 2 drinks. We got 2 beverages going on.
I have to consume a lot of liquid when I
You
do
have
a
two-
podcast.
You
so
have
that-
2 homes
so that
and
I'm-
2 beverages. Explain yourself.
Well, that was the end of my coffee. It's done now. But I like to make sure that I have water on hand
Yeah,
as well,
fair enough.
so that you don't get this noise a lot in it.
Oh yeah, people love that. People
No, I
love
hated it.
You hate it. You hate that noise.
What?
For someone who does it all the time into the mics, you hate it.
Do I do that noise a lot?
There are several episodes of this podcast where you have begun by eating.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I do like giving an ASMR experience a little bit sometimes.
Oh no, a mukbang?
Yeah.
Are you doing
Mukbang.
mukbangs yet, Peter?
Dude, I'm experimenting a lot on YouTube. At some point, I'm going to mukbang. Okay, let me...
I don't know what a mukbang is. I've tweeted the tweet and we'll check in on it later.
Okay,
See if I've
great.
gone viral by the end.
You don't know what a mukbang is? Oh, man.
No, what's a mukbang?
A mukbang. Okay, I'm not 100% sure either, but I'm pretty sure a mukbang is a series of YouTube videos where they like eat exorbitant amounts of food, and it's kind of messy. The whole point is that you're watching them eat, and it's
Okay.
like
Gross.
like a bunch of noodles, like a big thing of ramen, and then like a cheese fondue. It's like just like really decadent.
Yeah,
It's like an
I think it
ASMR?
started in Korea, but naturally found its way to the United States.
And people love watching this and taking it in. And
I don't know. Like people do them. There's a lot of fast food mukbangs out there. Like if you type
Yeah.
in like Chick-fil-A mukbang, you'll see like 50 of the chicken sandwiches and like 3 French chili cheese French fry or
And I'm pretty
Content.
sure like those ones have to
this
be
is why
slightly-
nobody laughs anymore.
Those ones have to be marketing or something. Somebody's paying for that.
No, I don't think so. I think honestly, there's people. I mean, they're probably trying to get a sponsorship.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Man,
The same
I
way
mean,
that I'd like to be sponsored by whatever this background is. A home.
Muskoka-
I'd like to be sponsored by a home. Can I have a home, please? I would like my sponsorship to be one home.
And so wait, before you do stand up every time, you have to say that it's brought to you by the home you live in.
Yeah, this is brought to you by my house. Can you believe it? I own it. Also, it's weird that this background kind of like the lighting is kind of on point.
It really actually looks like your house.
Yeah.
You got
wish.
nice sunlight on your right side of your cheek, just where it should be.
I should probably close this window, maybe.
And you're reaching for the window, and that's where the window is in the
Now it's
background.
open. I opened it.
For those of you
better?
who are listening to the podcast, you're not
Which is,
missing much.
Most of you.
Oh, this isn't video?
No, this will be video too. It's out there. By the way, everybody, this is also a great video podcast. If you ever wanted to watch it on YouTube, we video all of them. In the last week, I've gotten lots of comments being like, I didn't even know you had a YouTube page. So we do, and we're putting these out there, just so you know. Just so everybody knows.
It's great. It's a
Little
good
bit,
page. So, Chris, to answer your question, the reason why I'm not in Los Angeles currently is I'm not sure if you're up on your... I would say health sciences.
Yeah,
No.
Chris.
Right now, there's actually a pandemic going on.
Yeah, get in the know, Chris.
By a virus.
Yeah,
the
but it's better.
SARS-CoV-2.
It's better down there, right?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't.
And you have a green card to be there.
I do.
It is better there.
It just
Yeah,
seems like my Instagram is full of stand-up comedians outside on patios yucking it up.
Getting the vaccine when they don't even have any TV credits.
But
like
in your
these people, we're talking open micers
in your attack, Chris. In your attack, Chris, most of the people you follow on Instagram are anti-maskers. I know that you're big into the Q sort of world.
It's true. I was at the anti-mask rally in Toronto yesterday. It was a lot of fun. So nice to see everyone's faces and just
lots of hugs.
Lots of hugs.
And there was a lot of police presence there, but they were letting it happen. Yeah, they were letting it happen.
Hugs, not drugs.
Yeah.
That's what they like to say.
Hugs, not drugs. Yeah.
Uggs, not drugs. It's an Australian shoe campaign where they say, you don't need, if you want to feel kind of wacky, kids, you don't have to put chemicals in your brain. Put your foot in a lambskin moccasin. Uggs, not drugs.
Uggs, not drugs. Do you, Ivan?
Yes.
Stand up. Tell me about stand up. You haven't been. Are you going to be one of those ones that I've heard some other people in podcasts saying like, "Oh, I'm going to be so rusty. It's going to be like the first time out again."
That's just an excuse for them to be bad. I plan on being prepared for my first setback.
Okay.
Is that coming up? Is it happening yet? Or probably not.
No, I have no.
But you've been doing Zoom, and I've
been doing Zoom shows, which
really
is about
good
as close
barometer.
to stand-up comedy as
Yes,
like
do it.
baseball is to
Here
we
hitting
go.
yourself in the nuts with a baseball bat. Like
There it
yes.
is.
Do another one. Do another one now.
Yeah.
It's
Zoom
like,
is about as close to stand-up comedy as shooting yourself in the dick with a nail gun is to carpentry.
That's good. That's good. I was gonna say do another one, but I think that was.
Yeah, I think
that
we
was
talked
fine.
Look,
I think we peaked out.
I regret that they were both genital-based, if I may.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm
Well, he's a bit rusty. He's not
I'm a real
prepared.
dirty comic now. After the pandemic?
Yeah, you're going dirty.
Oh boy. You get ready. Get your filth screens on. Is that a thing?
Is there do you have an example of maybe a little bit of filth comedy?
Pull up a
that you're
feed
working
bag
on?
because
don't
the
ask him to
slop,
do filth
The
comedy.
slop is coming. No, I don't.
Ivan, can you? Yeah. Do you want to just get yourself in trouble real quick? Just say something that
let's
would get you in
just-
trouble.
Let's just make sure.
Just make sure that you don't have a job to go back to.
Have you
I
been?
don't have a job now.
Have you been doing
I
a lot
don't
of?
even know if stand-up will ever come back. Like, every comedy club in Vancouver is closed. There are no
Right.
more.
That's true.
Many clubs across the United States have closed their doors.
Yeah, that's sort of like my brain has. We were trying to talk about venues the other day. It might have even been on this podcast, but my brain will not let me remember venue names anymore because I think
Yeah.
it knows. It's like, no, it's not going to matter.
That's not a
It
thing
doesn't
anymore.
need to know the Biltmore Cabaret anymore. That's a Vancouver one.
That's a Vancouver
Yeah,
one.
that's a good
and you
one.
remembered it perfectly.
Yeah,
But like, you know,
Ask me
I don't
Toronto
want
one.
to do
No.
outdoor. 2 years ago, if you told me like, oh, outdoor comedy, I'd be like, absolutely not, never again, never. Comedy is an indoor environment. Now I'm like, I would kill to do an outdoor show. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, have you been doing a lot of corporates on Zoom? It is the worst, isn't it? Like, is it?
I've done
like,
some
what-
Zoom corporates. I mean, the nice thing, it's weird. It's a weird thing because it's like it's in your home, so
Right.
you know we're polluting that space with stress. That's great.
Ugh.
It's not a step, but it's also just like the responsibility, the technical responsibilities they come at such a high requirement with no extra cost benefit.
Right.
Like people have felt like they should pay less for Zoom comedy. Some people. I mean, occasionally I'll make the $8,000 that's in my checking account. I didn't get to $8,000 in my checking account by taking bad gigs. I'm not 2 months away from eviction from that, but it's like because you gotta have a green screen, you have a camera, the lighting, the
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
needs to be good, and
It's like way
this
more
is all
work.
up to you now as the artist. That never used to be the case. I used to
Yeah.
just show up somewhere, and they would point me at a microphone, and I would do my silly jokey jokes.
I've been doing like corporate gigs for Second City, like doing improv in my
yeah.
own basement, and like just the improv games that work in that space are so limited too. It's like you
for
can't
sure.
just do a scene with somebody because nobody wants to watch that. They want to be engaged
Yeah.
as an audience. And so a lot of these games, a lot of these things are like, there's one called Subjective Scavenger Hunt, and it's like, pick a room in your house right now. Ivan, pick a room. What's a room?
The hallway.
The hallway. And then I go to the hallway and I grab an item from the hallway, and then I bring it back, and then I do a sales pitch to you of like selling you this dusty lamp from my hallway.
Ah, yeah.
And that's an improv
That's
game.
comedy.
Oh boy.
That's what we do now.
Oh boy.
That.
Or
ladies
we'll.
and
Oh,
gentlemen.
sorry. The subjective scavenger hunt is like you go and get one from your
you-
hallway too, and then I say how my item is similar to your item,
Oh yeah.
and it's really
better.
funny, and people really laugh.
Well, the thing is, I think at the same time as the quality of the shows may have come down, the bar has also come way down.
That's
Right.
true.
What qualifies as entertainment now, because as comedians, what I think some of us don't realize is that a lot of people who have been relegated to working from home are now subjected to 6 to 7 hours a day of the most boring Zoom calls you can imagine. So to have somebody with any amount of charisma talking to them, they're like, I didn't even know this was possible on Zoom.
He's so
You can
charismatic.
be excited on Zoom?
Yeah.
It is funny. Some people like there are different types of Zoom shows. I've done some where everybody leaves their camera on too, so like you can't even, and then you're in grid mode and I guess you're highlighted, but nobody can really tell
Yeah.
where
Oh,
the
geez.
voice is coming from, and you can see everybody's face, and
We lost this battle. When stand-up on Zoom first started,
yeah,
it was like, everybody mute your mic, and you can have your camera on or off, I don't care, but most importantly, the only mic that is on is the comedian.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the line, people decided, like, no, let's have the audience's mics on so we can hear
we're
the
all like,
laughs.
oh, we can't hear the
Oh,
laughs.
yeah,
But it's
we
like
wanna
Zoom
hear
is
the
not
laughs.
set up for that. So 2 or 3 people laugh at once. Now you
cancels
can't
each
hear the
other out.
comedian anymore.
Yeah.
And like the more people that are in the crowd, the way higher the chances are of somebody just forgetting their mic is on and being like, yeah, no, I'm watching a comedy show.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'll have a get me a Big Mac. My mom answered the phone when she was in the crowd and was talking about, like, she just answered the phone and then started talking. I thought she was talking about the show itself.
That's wild.
But she wasn't. She was talking about some other event. But in any case, she was being inflammatory about it.
Okay, what was more disruptive? The fact that she was talking and in the middle of the set, or just knowing that she checked out during your set?
No, it wasn't in the middle of the set. This was like at the beginning. It's like before the show has started. So this is the part that's even weirder because it's like everybody's signing in. And it's just quiet. Like, it wasn't one of the shows where they play music or anything. So it's just silent.
Oh,
and then you just, it's like quiet. And then you just hear my mom's voice go, hello? Yeah, what a shit show. I can't believe it. So then I phone her to be like, because I don't know. Text is not going to get there fast enough. So then I have to call her. So then for my call, she puts it on speaker. The other call wasn't on speaker.
But you got
She
to
just
feature
goes, hold
in
on
this
a
call.
second.
Is this how we do the show?
Then puts
I don't know
me
why I
on
made your-
speaker. So then you hear my voice
go,
turn your mic off. Everybody can hear you.
Is this like 3D chess? Like, was she doing a bit or something, or was
Maybe. I don't even know.
good? Because that's a pretty good bit.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It was not a bad unintentional bit.
Hey, Ivan, do you think
Yes.
that comedy is okay? Do you think that all this pandy stuff is it going to be like is it going to be like Star Wars where we're always kind of talking about it for a while? It's always kind of in the consciousness, or is it going to be like Game of Thrones season 8? Like as soon as it's done, we all stop talking about it. Or are you going to have to develop a whole like half hour on COVID?
I don't know. I think that purely based on how much, because I have done some recorded media during the pandemic, and I'm sure you guys have as well.
Media.
You know, like
Fancy
radio
boy.
stuff, TV stuff. All right, okay, all right.
Somebody's checking account must have 4 digits in it. And I don't mean the cents.
I just mean like it's not live, you know, like it's
Yeah,
going
right,
out
yeah.
later. And everybody that I have done this for has been like, don't talk about the pandemic.
Don't even
it's
bring
gonna
it
be
up.
over and no one's going to want to talk about it. And the more they do that,
Yeah, the
more I'm
stronger
like-
the pandemic grows.
everyone's going to talk about this. Nobody's going to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's over. We're never going to. It's like, yeah, there's going to be movies about it, all kinds of crap. Like, this is going to be.
This is
a
what
huge
we talk
event.
about.
Okay, predict the next. Here's my prediction for. Okay, let's predict the next 3 movies. Okay. It's going to be one of them is going to be a meet cute, where it's 2 people who who go in the wrong Zoom meeting together, and they sit in this like corporate GM together, and they chat with each other, and it's going to be shot kind of like what was that searching
that horror movie that was on Skype?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that?
So it's gonna be
yeah.
it's gonna be done like that, and at the end of the movie, they're gonna meet up together on the street, and one person's gonna go, "Hi," and then credits. So that's gonna be one movie that's coming out
Starring,
soon. Okay, who's it starring?
Adam Brody.
Of course, Adam
the OC.
Brody is gonna be in it.
He's having
Who's
a
the-
little resurgence.
Who's
And,
the who plays opposite him?
And on her way out of the door, Natalie Portman.
Yes.
She's in her late stages of her career, I guess.
I just saw Heat, which she's in the early stages
Oh
of her
yeah,
career.
she is right.
Heat.
There's gonna be another
Just ended the conversation.
Heat. You know, Pacino, De Niro, the big
Yeah.
famous cafe, their big
Val
scene
Kilmer.
together.
Yeah.
Remember
Val
him?
Kilmer.
Yeah.
Man.
I do enjoy that before Brad Pitt came along, there were various actors that just looked like a kind of melted Brad Pitt. Like
Yes,
there were a
totally.
lot of
Yeah.
there were a lot of melted Brad Pitts
Yeah, yeah.
in the 80s and 90s.
They were all melting.
Because Robert
then-
Redford has, like, he aged into a melted Brad Pitt. Like, he was very handsome, but he
Yeah,
just sort
Redford
of
was good.
became
But I mean,
that.
like, I'm talking like your Val Kilmers, your
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, even, I guess.
Yeah.
There's that other guy, the guy who plays. He's in the Count of Monte Cristo. I forget his name, but he's
Pierce
another
Brosnan.
one. Yeah, that's
No,
So-
that's the Tailor of Panama.
yeah, that's it. The
Are
Thomas
we kind
Crown
of?
affair.
I guess are ours like the Chris's, your Chris Pine, Evans, and Hemsworth. Like that's kind of our current crop
Yeah, maybe.
of like the new hotties.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're all in the Marvel movies. That's our
Yeah,
current crop of
I just
hotties.
listed the Marvel movies, I guess.
And then there were the dark hair, brown haired boys, the Ashton Kutchers, the Josh Hartnetts.
Oh yeah, what happened to those? We don't do those anymore.
Paul Walker passed.
Yeah.
He
was one of those?
What's that?
Paul Walker was an Ashton Kutcher type?
No, he just wanted to talk about how.
No, you said Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, but Josh Hartnett, he's talking
Chris
like
is
tall...
actually sponsored by the estate of Paul Walker, and he needs to bring up the fact that he has passed.
Gotta
at
keep him
least
out
one
there.
I didn't know why.
episode.
I didn't know why I said that. You know, sometimes when you're just like the fellas are gonna love this. Oh, I'm gonna say this for the fellas.
So you bring
And
up
it
a
got
guy
hard
we
zero,
love
and
who
that's
died?
fun. Bring a friend, a beloved actor. Listen, I'm a bit rusty. I'm not. I haven't been preparing for this, and it's fine.
We don't have... Do we have
have-
Josh Hartnett's anymore? What's his noodle? With the big nose
I can't believe you said
and
that.
the big forehead. He's just got big round features, big ears.
Adam Driver.
The Adam
Is that what you're
Driver.
talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking about Adam Driver. He's got
He's
big
in
features.
he's in a different echelon. Like I would put him in A-list future Oscar-winning actor, and Josh Hartnett is nowhere to be found now.
Josh Hartnett is still squarely on the cover of the 1998 fall issue of 17 magazine.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'll pitch a movie.
Yeah, okay,
Here's,
pitch a movie. What's
Here's my.
what's
I
the
think
next
there'll be a
pandemic
movie that, as just because we're on the rom-com train, and I liked that. I think there's going to be one either. Two people had to quarantine together. They didn't know each other. They fall in love. Easy.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Two people at the hospital have COVID, and they've had it for so long, and then they're not allowed to see anybody, but then they realize that they already have it, so they're allowed to hang out together, and then they fall in love
So it's a meet cute at a ICU.
at a hospital, yeah, because they already have the disease. And I thought the fellas were gonna love that one.
I liked it. I did like it. Okay, I'm trying to think who that's going to have in it.
That's a good one.
I feel like for some reason Kristen Wiig is going to be in that because she keeps trying to do like serious rom-com-y type stuff. She needs to like commit to being the silly characters, but she's probably going to be in that.
Yeah.
And maybe like Paul Rudd. He's getting a bit old. I don't know.
He is not aging though. We know that. We've seen the footage.
Yeah, he's timeless.
He's timeless.
I'm just gonna give a tweet update.
Okay,
Quick tweet update.
my movie that I predict. Oh, sorry. Go ahead with the tweet update.
Oh no, it's not important. It's embarrassing.
You interrupted, so now you have to give the update.
It's a 3 hearts. So it's not going well.
Nice. That's good. Hey, people are real stingy with the retweets these days. You
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
that?
I
haven't.
have
retweet.
Ivan. Where's my retweet?
People used to retweet like nutso. when
Well,
Twitter
listen,
first hit.
Ivan's
Back when
not-
it was stars instead of hearts for likes.
I think that was better when it
There's
was
something I
stars.
want to bring up. Speaking of stars,
Sure.
something that has happened in our lifetime, which is not really being talked about, and that is the star inflation.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, do you guys remember when 4 stars was a very good thing?
yeah,
Like, they're like, this movie got 4
got
stars.
4 stars.
I
Yeah.
guess.
4 stars is now bad because everything is out of 5 stars. So if you were to call your restaurant like 4-star pizza,
Right.
people would be like, oh, so it's kind of shitty.
It's not that great.
Whereas in like the 90s, 4-star pizza, people were like, whoa, all right, what time does President Kennedy arrive?
It's true because also restaurants use the 1 star. So, like it's a Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah, that's
the
different
1.
stars. That's one way to deal with star inflation. You
But
just
even those stars are
completely
getting worse now. Now
make
it's
your
like,
own stars.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. A tire company stars.
This podcast may not be 5 stars on iTunes, but it is 1 Glorbenstar, which is the podcast. It's like Michelin, but for podcasts.
Isn't that kind of,
Yeah.
that's kind of like, so there's the star system, which is just like a straight up gold colored star. Then
Yeah.
you have things like a TV show or a company would try to create their own thing. Like, how many Peter and Chris heads is this podcast?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's the cryptocurrency of the star world,
Definitely.
where you try to make up something and you're like, this is valuable. People like this. And Michelin was the original one that got away with it. They were the only
Yeah.
ones that made Bitcoin of star. And people were like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
definitely. Michelin?
These
okay.
are-
Well, they're
these are
like the
stars.
J.D. Power and Associates of restaurants. J.D. Power and Associates, like, I don't know who they are. I assume Chevy owns them because they're always like
One assumes.
every Chevy commercial. Like,
Yeah.
check out J.D. Power and
J.D. Power
Associates
and
Truck of the
Associates.
Year. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
nobody talks about J.D. Power and Associates other than you,
Yeah,
Chevy.
absolutely.
It'd be like a weird thing. Like if I was trying to advertise my comedy album, it's like Ivan Decker's brother's favorite comedy album, Ivan's album. Like,
But then for some reason we all feel vaguely respectful of Ivan Decker's Brothers
like,
Association.
Oh, yeah, the IDB award, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's
Yes.
awesome. Ivan always wins that.
The IDB album of the year, yet again, is my 2017 album.
What I love that is that, like, yeah, you're saying JD Power. Michelin is sort of the Michelin of restaurants, but they're also the Michelin of tires. Like
Yes,
they
I
are-
only just recently learned
I don't
it's
even know.
the
Are they the
same-
same company?
It's
I
the
don't think
same
they are.
company.
it's the
It
same
is?
company.
Yes, it's the
Yes.
same.
It's
Yeah,
the same
tires,
company.
Yamaha.
and
How they
great
make like
restaurants.
pianos and motorcycles.
Yes. They make a
Isn't that dumb?
magazine and tires.
What?
I think, what was it? Was it? Maybe I'm making this up. I think it was like a travel thing, wasn't it? Michelin was like, we want to start making like a travel guide because that's going to get people carring around more.
Right.
Oh yeah, of course.
Potentially.
Okay. When you hear the history as said by Peter, it starts to
I
make
don't
a little bit of
believe
sense.
any of this. There's no way
I
this
buy
is
in.
true.
If Peter says it, I buy in.
That'd be like if
He's
like,
read an article. He's skimmed an article
just has
once.
the same thing that I have, where we worked at Science World and we're used to spouting out horse shit that kind of sounds real.
That's
Okay.
Just
so
enough to make an
true.
8-year-old stop talking to you.
Okay,
that is the skill
look.
set. Any 8-year-old would be like, why? How come eye drops are in such a tiny bottle? And be like, well, because they contain a lot of saline, and the saline crystallizes. And if it's in too big of a bottle, then you get separate salt crystals and water. And the kid will be like, I didn't understand most of those words.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I
And
just
you're like,
had
fuck
tunnel
yeah, I got
vision.
rid of that kid. I didn't research that. I made it up.
okay, we got to talk about that now. We got to talk about Science World.
Yeah,
like,
talk
now.
about Science World.
What do you know? I'm trying to think of. I don't think I have one. What's the biggest like BS moment? What's the biggest moment like on stage or something? You're like, well, that's because, and then you just keep going, and then halfway
I
through
can't
you
even
realized you were
remember.
making
There were so
it up.
many. There were too many.
I remember applying for that job. Like, you guys were trying to get me a job there. Or I hadn't met you yet, Ivan, but Peter was trying to get me a job there.
Yeah.
I went for the interview, and I just remember, I don't think it mattered, but they were like, who's your favorite scientist? And I was like, oh, it's Bill Nye. I said, Bill Nye. And I think he is. He's legitimately my
scientist,
favorite
yeah.
scientist. But I thought that was the dumbest answer, that maybe, and they hated me.
Yeah.
They're like, this guy's a loser.
They actually brought that up.
Yeah. It was in a meeting after. It was all.
And I was
They had
like,
a
Peter,
meeting
who did you say? And he's like, I said Elon
Every once
Musk.
in a while, they do like a current employees who try to get their friends a job meeting, and we just go around and
Yeah.
we say like why they didn't hire your friend.
yeah,
they go,
and it was
like,
it was
"Peter."
Bill Nye.
I think
And
you
also-
did tell me that.
You
it
know
was
that's not my favorite scientist.
Eris.
Elon Musk is
could've
basically an
anybody.
engineer.
he
Could have
is.
said any other scientist.
You did say Elon Musk back in the day, though. I remember because I was like, who is that?
My favorite scientist
I
is
looked him up.
Norman Borlaug. It
Right,
always
oh.
has been. Maybe I
no
changed.
one even knows who that is.
No one knows. Who's more Norman Borlaug?
I'm more
Oh.
into the mainstream scientists, like Newton or Aristotle. I'm a big fan of Pythagoras.
Pythagoras
hate-
sounds
I hate
Pythagoras
that
sounds
I'm-
more Italian.
Galileo. You guys ever heard of Galileo?
My
I
brain
think is-
didn't let me know what you're doing. I was like, what is he doing?
What is this
Who
bit?
are these people?
What could this bit be?
I suck. That's why I didn't get a job.
Okay. Norman Borlaug was the scientist who started the Green Revolution and vastly increased yields of certain staple crops. Now, Ivan, what is your pandemic movie pitch?
Okay, so my pandemic, to answer your question from earlier, Peter, my movie, I think a movie that's going to come out of this will be, it's like a bit of a like thriller. It's about a giant lizard who attacks a city, and then they have to get a giant monkey to fight it. And it's called Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay.
And I think that
that would be a really good one.
Wait a minute.
I think that would be good.
Wait a minute.
And unfortunately, Chris, Paul Walker will not be in it.
Why is that? Why?
Passed on.
Now that's a joke. That's a joke, right? He's alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Is this our darkest episode? This could be our darkest
I don't know.
episode.
I don't think so. Ivan wouldn't know. He doesn't listen to any of them.
Yes, I do.
Let me ask you a question, because I have a list in my notes that says good podcast questions, and I think I'd just like to throw you one of those.
Yeah, let's go.
Last time we did this, the pod went off the rails, but I think that this would
one.
be good.
Yeah, you're right, because let's not mess with this one that is squarely on the rails.
Okay.
Have we even started recording yet?
No, this is the warm up. We're good. We're getting our vocal warm up.
Okay. Do you remember the first song that you downloaded? What was your first Napster download?
Ooh, good question.
I think it was. Must have been California Love, Tupac.
Yeah, that makes sense. California Love.
Yeah,
Just
that
I want to make
one.
everybody know that I know it.
I think that was it, or it might have been like some kind of like. I think I remember burning a lot of CDs of like punk rock stuff at that time. I was listening to a lot of like NoFX.
I made some beautiful mix CDs.
Yeah.
Like, that could have won Grammys. Like, Zach Braff, do you know that he has a Grammy for making a good mix CD, which is the
Wait,
Garden...
what?
He has a Grammy for the Garden
soundtrack.
State soundtrack. Because he curated a good mix CD. So he has a Grammy for something
That's
we all
like
did.
the Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember that?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's...
Awesome Mix, Volume 1.
Yeah. That's
I used
wild.
to,
I didn't
like,
know he
you
had a freaking Grammy for that.
Yeah.
That instantly devalues the whole concept in my mind. They're just like making those up at this point.
I like to
Hey,
start every
all
one
right.
of my...
Let's not
I didn't say Junos.
not try to come down on recorded media awards.
I didn't say Junos. I said Grammy.
Grammys! Those are
Junos
Grammys!
is way higher.
I think any award for recorded media should be held in the highest regard.
Okay, but Ivan, what if you did a compilation of your favorite stand-up jokes of other comedians?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I've thought of
I mean, I would listen
that
to
would
that.
be a good a show idea, like a cover album, like a cover show where you go in and you do other people's jokes. You tell everybody that they're other people's jokes.
That's actually, well, you see, Carlos Mencia already did that.
Yeah, but he didn't tell
He
anybody.
didn't tell people.
You got to be like, this is a bit from Pete Holmes' album.
There
Or you
was
just-
a guy. This is a true Canadian comedy road legend. There was a guy who used to tour in the like northern Alberta. He would do like the oil camps and stuff, and he would do best of Yuck Yucks. He was like a big fan. He would go to all the road shows he
Wild.
could, and he would do that. He would properly credit the comedian. So he'd be like, this joke is from Howard Miller, and it's goes a little something like this, and he would just do the bit.
And he would crush.
And
He would kill.
yeah, of course,
Because
he would
it's
murder.
good writing. He
Yeah,
picks
He
the
would
best
just take
ones.
the best. He would take everybody's closer
Yeah.
and just do it all in a row.
So is that what was the was he shitty or was that okay or what?
well, that's the thing is like because he was properly crediting everybody.
Yeah.
You had
I
no
mean,
idea
he's
what to
making
do with
money.
that.
I guess it's. I mean, he was making money, which is weird. Like he's getting
Yeah.
paid to do this,
8,000
so that
probably.
part is a
Easy.
little odd.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he should be kicking back some of the
Some
cash. But
royalties
he
or
wasn't getting
something.
paid a lot. Like he was getting I think
Well,
he
and
would
if if he just tours the spots that other comics don't necessarily care about, like want to tour, like Northern Alberta, like whatever, just doing bars with it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, maybe you're okay with it, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I'd be fine with it.
You're like, I
know
don't
if
want to
ever
go there
made the
anyway.
cut. I think this was way before my time.
Are you kidding me? I'm always trying to do covers of your jokes,
Yeah.
but not
I
in
do
a
quote
professional
your
setting,
jokes
to
a
be
lot
honest.
to people. There's some that just like live forever in my brain, like how grocery stores are just, you have to reverse engineer your meal. Reverse engineer. I don't want to go in and reverse engineer tacos. What am I gonna do?
Now the best part about that,
you know your joke. You know,
No, I've never. I don't remember that one.
the best part about that is Chris also did a voice a little bit, so that was fun for you. That was fun for you.
I love people's interpretation of how I speak.
it's a little old. It's like, it's a little old timey. It's
Yeah, well, it's performance.
it's performance.
Hit him with another question before he just ends the Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you have to order fast food. You've got to.
Yeah.
Where is it from, and what's your order?
Like I'm on a real cravey day. I'm a
You're
real
having
cravey
a crazy day.
you could say.
You're getting down and dirty with a fast food order. Maybe. And how do you order it? Is it Uber Eats? Do you go and get it? Like,
I'll go get it if I can.
Yeah. Okay.
But the issue is I've had a problem lately with going to fast food places. They seem to be a real hotbed of people who do not enjoy mask restrictions.
That's true.
So
That's true.
you get a lot of like construction. I actually was on a little. I found myself spiraling in one of my more spirally moments when I was unemployed for a very long time. I was actually trying to look up the foreman of the construction site that was near the fast food place I would go to try to call him and get his employees in trouble
Yeah.
for disrespecting protocols. And I was like, I'll get the site shut down. That's what I'll do. I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's never going to happen. Stop it. So obviously my favorite fast food, and I'm not just saying this.
Okay.
I love a chicken buddy burger from A&W.
Oh, now I want one.
That is a good one.
It's got a pickle. It's
Yeah.
got like some kind of dill sauce on there.
It's great. Are you adapting it anyway? Do you
No.
add ketchup? No, you as is.
I don't want to go down that hole of customization because then, number one, you add a lot. You up the chance of it being wrong by about 1,000%. Once you
That's
stray
true.
from the original recipe. Like, that's the thing about McDonald's. I tweeted this and it did not get a lot of traction. Speaking of tweets that nobody liked.
Couple of hearts.
How McDonald's is like the most successful restaurant, and yet I can't even think of a time when the order I ordered was what I asked for.
Oh yeah.
It's always incorrect in some way. There's always one. I think they do it on purpose. They're like, yeah, just mess something up so they know that.
Maybe
And that
it's
way, it's like
marketing.
maybe subconsciously you don't blame.
Yeah.
Like if the food is bad, you're like, well, I mean, it would have been good if they got the order right. Which is like, now we're giving them double credit? I don't even understand
Isn't
why.
there that the Starbucks conspiracy is that they spell your name wrong on purpose so that people put it
people
out
take
there?
photos
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
of the cup. I
Well,
mean,
That's the
perfect
thing. Like,
sense.
if
It's
you get your
great if
McDonald's
that's
order,
real.
if you get your McDonald's order wrong every time, you've eaten your meal, but you're kind of mad. Your brain is thinking about McDonald's for the next 2-3 days.
yeah.
Because you didn't get your tastes. You didn't get all of the tastes.
So you got to
that
come
you
back.
wanted.
They're like the best drug dealer ever.
I used to order the McDouble and then, dress it like a Mac, which you
Yeah,
can't
Mac sauce.
really do. And then I'd get a junior chicken, and that was my order. But I was only getting the McDouble because I was like, I'm going to save money. I want a Big Mac. Like, I want the Big Mac and a junior
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to get a cheaper taste. And the other
And you're-
day, I had an epiphany. I was like, I'm getting a fucking Big Mac and a junior chicken. I have $8,000 in my checking account. I can afford a fucking Big Mac.
That's why they
You've
call us
moved
the
up.
$8,000 boys.
You moved up from trying to get cheap McDonald's to now you're getting premium McDonald's.
Yeah, just get what I want.
You're getting main
get the
menu
Big
items.
Mac, do it.
I had a weird. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I think it's always funny the way that it's like you try to cheap out and
Yeah.
get stuff, change it. Just have it.
This is a loophole,
Yeah.
man. Here's
Yeah.
the loophole.
Just have what you want.
Save you
My order,
$1.50.
I would just get a regular hamburger. I would just get like 2 hamburgers because they're like, oh, you can't get fries. Fries are bad for you. So I would like be coming home drunk, and I would stop by McDonald's, and I'd be like, 2 hamburgers, and they'd be like, all right.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
I'm gonna
two
tell you a
hamburger
story.
guy.
I'm gonna tell you a drunk McDonald's story.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is I don't even know if I've told this story on any podcast before. So
I knew it was a good podcast.
This
A
is,
TTID
world premiere.
exclusive.
This is sick.
So this is New Year's Eve. I think Peter's heard this story. This is New Year's Eve,
Nice.
2013, 14, something like that. I had just started dating this girl, and
Gross.
we went out, and then I did a show on New Year's Eve. Now it's 3:00 in the morning, and we're gonna go to this party. She's like, "There's a party. All my friends are there, and we'll go there after the show." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm showing up late to this party. I want to impress this girl. I want her friends to like me." So I did what any small town Canadian boy would do. I was like, "I'm gonna go to McDonald's, and I'm gonna get 50 cheeseburgers, and I'm gonna show up at this party.
That's a
with
great move.
50 cheeseburgers."
That's a good move.
And they're going to be like, who's this guy? He just showed up with 50 cheeseburgers. He's the best.
Yeah.
So I go to McDonald's. First of all, I'm expecting something from the cashier in regards to me ordering 50. No mood change whatsoever.
Didn't
She
even
just was like,
flinch.
50? Okay. That'll be, and then whatever the price was. I was like, you're not going to try to be like, whoa, big party. There's nothing. I'm not
Bring
getting
people
any.
from the
I got
back
nothing.
to check out the order. Nothing. Fuck.
She's like, I got to see if we got enough cheese. She didn't even blink. She's like, yep, okay, punched it in. Give me a minute. Not even like, I don't even know if we have a bag that big. Or like, there's like a bell. Like,
They're
got
like,
a
they
big,
do it all the
big
time.
Shot. No big shot alarm. So that part of the plan, didn't get what I thought I would get.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's okay. It's not about her. It's about the party. So then I get these burgers. I go to the party. I show up. This is in Vancouver. And we arrive at this party, and I'm like, we walk in, and they're like, oh, she's here. And then she's like, this is my boyfriend, Ivan. And I'm like, who wants a cheeseburger? And then they're all like, roll over, like, what? Like, it's 3 a.m. So they're not as jacked up as I am. I just did a show. They've all been drinking since 9 p.m. So they're like, what? And I was like, I got 50 cheeseburgers here. And then like a bunch of people are like, are they all cheese? Because like I can't have dairy.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, what? And then somebody was like, all meat? Like no veggie options? I guess I'll just have a bun. And I was like, no.
This
The
is
whole
insane.
plan bottomed
loose
out.
meat set places, people eating buns.
But that's like,
I think one person ate one like out of pity. Like they looked at me like, I guess.
that is.
Did you have anybody say like, give you what you wanted?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you,
Nobody.
new friend.
Did you immediately walk out of that girl and those people's lives? Like,
No.
You should have just
Surprisingly.
left.
I never saw her friends again.
Yeah, her friends suck. Those people.
We hung out
suck.
one-on-one from then on.
At the very least, like, even if you're a vegan or whatever, you can acknowledge that that's a cool move.
And the
to
gesture.
come to a party and
Yeah.
hand out burgers.
Yeah, the gesture
it
is
was a
worth a
cool
flip
move.
out. You're supposed to flip out. You don't even need to eat the cheeseburger, but you're supposed to be like, "Whoa, that's crazy!"
You're like,
you
we
have
never
to
even
give.
met you before, and you brought us 50 cheeseburgers? Yeah. I thought
He's
something.
trying.
guy's the
The guy
best.
is trying.
Yeah.
Oh
Nothing.
my God, those people suck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah,
hope
that's
they
all right. I'm sure those people all own property now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're doing very well with their lives. Every single one of those people started a social media tech crypto marketing firm.
Of course.
And
And they're either
they all own 7 apartments.
yeah. I
Toronto
bought
and
into
Vancouver.
Ethereum, and some Bitcoin. I just like was gonna gamble a little bit with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So I was like, here's $200 into Ethereum. It drops significantly yesterday. I don't have
Yeah.
any money.
I know why.
Why?
Because I have it as well. And so I saw
Okay.
it drop, and then I'm on the subreddit. They were talking about there was like a power outage or a series of power outages in China. So an absolute ton of people are mining Bitcoin in China.
Yeah.
And then so that drops, so the supply of new stuff coming in drops a bunch, and then a whole bunch of large I don't know, funds or rich people or whatever got out of their long positions, so they sold a bunch of Bitcoin. So it was all of this instability and everything just jammed down. And then there's there's rumors that governments are getting close to being all right, that's it. We're taxing this stuff. Governments are trying to figure out what to do about it now.
So is it now the time to buy lots more Ethereum?
I don't know.
I
just don't know.
I
You think
in.
so?
I feel like
Pretty soon I'm going to be
right.
the only guy in the world with $8,000 in my checking account.
Actually, that's good. That's good advice. If you get everybody into it, then the bubble pops. Now all of a sudden your $8,000 is looking pretty
you're
good.
Be what are you into, Ivan? I'm I'm into dollars. You guys heard of these? Y'all heard of dollars? It's crazy.
Those are cool.
So a long time ago, the Royal Canadian Mint set up.
I trade in CADs. You
It's
ever heard
crazy.
of CADs?
You can take a service, you take comedy, and transform that into food using these dollars.
Wow, I'm lost.
You know what, though?
This is complicated.
There was something about what you said that just kind of made me I feel like maybe maybe I'm a little high, because as soon as you said that, I was like, God, that is so true, man. We are living in the time in the world where you can transform comedy into food. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, not right now. We're certainly not in that time anymore.
God, no.
Yeah,
That time is paused.
No, but you could transform your feet into food, and I don't mean eat your own feet. I mean sell pictures of them like that.
Yeah.
The digital world is alive and well right now.
It's crazy.
I don't get it at all. I mean, Ivan has a hard out in 4 minutes, so I think
I gotta get going.
But before you go, then, because you got to get going, Peter, can you explain to me what mining Bitcoin even means?
Oh,
I'm just.
Bitcoins and Ethereum, until a little bit from now, Ethereum 2.0 is going to change how this is done. But right now,
An operating system? You can't 2.0.
you can 2.0 Ethereum. It's going to go to
I can't wait for the American dollar 2.0.
So how you mine Bitcoin is there's a series of super long math problems that a computer, specifically a graphics card, the CPU on a graphics card, can be tasked to do this work. It doesn't add, I don't think, a full Bitcoin anymore. It adds a certain hash or a certain percentage of a Bitcoin. That is written into the blockchain. That's something called a 51% attack. So what could happen is if it falls below $8,000 a Bitcoin.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
So at the end of the podcast, after the credits roll, we like to do a production company end, a tag screen, like a shh do 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 do. So we're just gonna all make one up. Do 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 do. Bitcoin.
Ding 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 ding. Table for one?
Not in here.
That was a good one.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.